Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Slay the Princess. So, today, for this last vessel of our second playthrough, we're going to go for the new chapter that branches off of the Spectre. And that should be nice and quick because it'll involve doing everything we did already with the Spectre, just killing her and ourselves also presumably at the end of it, because this implies to me that we're supposed to let her possess us but then try to cut her out of us. So it might be a little boring at the beginning because I'll be rushing through it, but the upside to that is that since this is the fifth vessel that we're finding, it'll leave plenty of room for the finale, because the last time we had a finale ended up being quite a long episode. Alright. Should be real quick, though.
You're on a path in the woods.
Alright, let's just... Thanks for telling me what to do. Since this is the Spectre, we're just gonna listen and do it without any hesitation.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way.
Proceed. The Spectre is also really quick in and of herself because you just go down and you kill her.
The interior of the cabin is...
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Enter.
The door of...
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it fool.
Continue down silently.
Good.
Not a
You're
word.
still listening to reason. You walk down the steps. She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Let's just do
You
it.
step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's
She's
trying to...
unarmed. If you hesitate now,
She's trying to bait her into doing the razor. Are you sure she's not armed? We're not going to say that. We'll just slay her.
you lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see you.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Yeah, you're going to be a ghost next time we see you.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
I'm not using the skip function because I find the way it works a little bit jarring.
But it's over, isn't it? But is it over?
Of course it is, she's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs. Why do I feel you did kill someone?
Alright, we're gonna leave, but
You
it's
open
all
the
gonna be
cabin
a
door,
void.
ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
I was kind of... okay.
So glad you're keeping an open mind. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't...
We're not gonna stay here forever now. Here forever, right? Hell no. Do you have any idea how to get us the heck out of here?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? Do you not? Don't you dare.
Anything to get us out of this hell.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough fine? Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
Yay.
The end. Nice knowing you.
Alright, the Spectre.
You're on a path.
We're just gonna proceed as usual.
A warning.
And we get the cold.
The interior of the cabin is cold.
I think we can take the blade as we leave, so we can just enter the basement without it.
The door to the basement groans open.
I do
revealing
find
an
the
old
Spectre's... Oh. I do find the Spectre's cabin quite beautiful in a disgusting, scary way.
I see you don't have that annoying knife anymore. So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg for absolution, maybe? Because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
Do we regret it in this playthrough? I don't think we do. We were just kind of following orders. Stop playing the victim. You threatened me last time.
Well, yeah. You brought a knife with you. Was I supposed to just welcome you with open arms when you obviously had stabbing on the mind?
That knife could have been for anything. It could have been for cutting your arm off.
It could have, but it wasn't. You can't blame me for threatening a would-be knife-wielding murderer. Especially when that would-be knife-wielding murderer became an actual knife-wielding murderer.
I killed you. What are you doing not being dead?
I don't feel very bad. But I guess I'm not dead. So you must have only mostly killed me.
This is giving me a good opportunity to get some of the dialogue I missed.
Or maybe death is only mostly real, but it's also mostly not real. I'm not sure. I'm just the one these things have happened to. Not the one with all the answers. Or any of the answers.
But we're not a ghost. Unless we are? Death, at least as a form of permanence, is just a concept. And clearly it's not a very useful one anymore. Maybe we should throw it out entirely.
But she is death. I'm curious about this. I died too, and I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different?
You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Alright, is she gonna request us to leave now?
I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you own me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
Short answer, yes.
Now isn't that an interesting thought? You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
I'm afraid she's gonna, take away our control if we ask this. If I let you in, do I still get to be in control?
Sure. Why not?
Because I'm gonna cut you out of me, that's why.
That doesn't sound very reassuring. It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body. That is a very dangerous train of thought.
I'm not gonna tell her that she was gonna end the world. Sounds great, let's do it. We're just kind of doing what people tell us to do this route, I guess. That's why we're playing it, how we're playing it. Sounds great, do it.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
Ugh. Yikes.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
Yikes.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. Then you collapse to the floor.
Skip this.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
We
Your
get up.
eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision switch.
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Oh, I don't know if I noticed the breathing last time. Oh, that was just like for the moment as we got up.
So
I see.
it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
So she can see the mirror that the narrator is contained in. So that's clearly inside us somewhere. And that makes sense because every time we go and see the shifting mound, we're supposedly in the long quiet. And that's always confused me because the long quiet is us. How are we like inside ourselves? You know? And how come we can't see all of that when we just are ourselves? Can she like see the mirror from here? Like the mirror that we approach at the end to see our body? And can she see the arms, the shifting mound, like reaching from the corners? I don't know. I wonder what she sees right now.
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am.
She is partially referring to the voices here, but when she talks about the broken glass, but there's no way it's not also talking about the narrator, right?
Who cares what we are?
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here.
Yeah, she can see
You're
this.
barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen. Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
Okay, I think when she says, I might have interpreted it differently last time, but when she says, you're sort of like me to the narrator, she's talking about herself as a specter right now, because she's a ghost. She's saying that the narrator, the echo, is the ghost of a person who used to be alive. I see. It's starting to make more sense to me now.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage.
You don't have to let him get to you.
This is infuriating. Just
Whatever you do, it's not too late to fix this. I don't want to say this. Leave the basement.
your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world? It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, It's outside of the world.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it?
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does...
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me.
Not at all. It's just the weight of it all.
And wine.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
And I'm gonna make it happen this time.
You reach forward and mindlessly take the blade from the table. What do you plan to do with it?
Slay the princess.
Isn't that an interesting idea?
I hadn't even considered it as an option. Slaying her would slay you. Are you sure you're willing to do that? Of course we're sure. The decision has already been made. All right then. Better this than ferrying her out of here.
After all that, you're really just going to stab me again?
Hear that? She's scared.
Ooh.
No point wasting more time.
Do it.
The cold is interested in her being scared. Interesting.
You lift the blade, then plunge it deep into your guts. Pain spreads quickly through your torso as you attempt to turn its edge up towards your heart. The princess, her spirit bound to your prison of flesh as she had once been bound to the basement's prison of stone, cries out in agony as you slice through organ and muscle.
I don't want to die in you. I thought you finally understood me, but instead you just wanted to hurt me again.
Interesting. So it's worth pointing out that you can hurt the Spectre, just as she is. She has... I think at one point she can, like... Because I killed her before, and that got me to the Wraith. I think what she does is she, like, pulls her heart out of her chest and shows it to you, and you take that opportunity to stab it. I might be misremembering. But... in this version, we kind of manipulated her into becoming corporeal, I guess. Without trying to stab the ghost version of her.
Your skin roils and bucks as she violently pushes against it from the inside. Bits of her seep through, white and glowing with ethereal light, but still the walls of your prison hold.
Why is she making us bleed? Ugh.
If only I could drag you with me and make you understand. But that's not the way things get to go for me, is it?
It would certainly be interesting. Though being dead does sound dull. And you are about to be dead. Again.
Get away from me, you cold little freak.
Oh. Oh. You see that? I love the way her eyes are lined up with our hands, and her nose with the puddle of blood, and her mouth with the hilt of the blade. You feel a dull tear like strips of meat being delicately peeled from bone. But it doesn't matter how delicate the hands if you are the meat. You have been stripped away from yourself, or stripped away from something that used to be you, or stripped away from something that used to be important. At the very least, you have been stripped away from something. It always hurts to forget at first, but then you forget the pain.
We were so close to leaving, and now look at you. Look at me. Is this what you wanted?
The words come from both inside and outside of your head. Before you on the ground is a writhing mass of flesh and scales and feathers. Is that me? Is that what I look like? What should I say? So yeah, I pulled myself out of my body. Did you mean to take me with you?
Oh, you're here. I thought I was going to be alone again. I didn't mean to bring you with me. I'm happy I only seem to have brought you. That's not nice of me to say. They weren't all bad, but they were definitely mostly bad. Maybe this means things between us can get better. Maybe everything that went wrong just came from them. I hope. Because I really wouldn't like to be stabbed a third time.
No, that was me. I made the decision to stab you both times. Sorry. Ugh. Gurgling liquid bubbles up from open packets in the disintegrating mass in front of you. It is trying to speak, but it no longer has the tissue that speech requires. We got a pretty clear view of ourselves for just a moment there.
Wait, if we need to leave together to get out, this could still count. We have to try before your body stops being alive.
Does he have a beak? That kind of looks like the shape of a beak. What about the body? What about me?
There's nothing we can do for it now, but we can still try to save us. We just have to leave.
You are seated in a room that is empty. A chain digs into your wrist, binding one arm to the wall. It is quiet, and you are alone. This is what you deserve. This is what you deserve. This is what you deserve, over and over again.
Are you still there? Am I alone again?
What just happened?
I think you died, or the body on the floor died. Sorry. This is what happened to me last time.
Are we still a ghost? Your gaze turns to your hands. Solid, then translucent, then solid again.
Maybe? It's like sometimes we are and sometimes we aren't. Like we're something in between ghost and not ghost.
You're not... I want to ask if she's mad at me. Like, obviously she would be mad at me, but you're different. Your whole mood is different. Yeah, what is that about?
I'm just trying to make the best of things. You could always make the best of things too, if you want. We both have a chance to start over. Besides, there's something about you being in here with me that feels right. I never wanted to be your enemy.
I killed you, though, and I tried killing you again.
I don't know what to say. I just feel fine right now. I think things happen for a reason. And if you trying to kill both of us is what it takes for you to finally see what I see, then I'm okay with that.
This isn't what it was like the last time I died. The last time I died, I got a title card. Title card. Give me a title card.
I've never gotten a title card. What did yours say?
This is stupid. You're gonna laugh at me.
No, I won't. I promise. I want to know what it's like to be you.
Oh, this is weirdly sweet. The first one I got said Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess, and then after we both died, I got Chapter 2, The Spectre.
Well, the first one is sweet.
Oh. You promised you wouldn't laugh at me.
Look, it would have been very sweet if things didn't turn out so violent.
This music is so pretty.
But that doesn't mean that things can't get better from here. I think we need a new title card, though. How about Chapter 3, The Princess and the Dragon?
The Princess and the Dragon? I thought I was maybe some sort of bird? Casting yourself as a main character, very humble. Reversing the order, I like it. Am I a dragon? Hell yeah!
Does being called a dragon make you happy? You're kind of scary looking, like really scary looking.
The click of a latch and creaking hinges muffled. Something is here.
I guess you made it back here.
Your gaze turns back to your hands. They flicker once again.
We're still all wrong. It's like you don't really know what we're supposed to be.
You mean the you that's coming down to meet us? A thump on the floorboards above, and then another. The scraping of metal against the surface. The flickering in your body stops. You are solid.
I know that sound. That's the knife. I guess it's hard to do anything without it.
Like the music. Creaking hinges once again, but this time clear. Closer. Let's not try to talk to him. Am I going to say anything? Silence.
I guess not.
Is it because we didn't say anything when we came down earlier? Movement on the stairs.
Thump. Thump. Thump.
There we are! And then a figure emerges. Shrouded in a feathered darkness, the world trailing behind it, its shining blade gleaming against the wooden walls. It stares at you with wild, hollow eyes. We look so cool! Quick, tell them I'm in here.
Okay, let's see what happens. I'm not alone here this time. Part of you stayed with me when we split apart.
The head on the figure cocks to the side. Is it inquisitive, suspicious, hostile? Its emotions are unreadable. Can it not talk? Because we're the part that makes decisions and talks to the princess?
You don't want to hurt that part of you, do you?
The silence holds. Am I arguing with myself in there? Has that always happened in real time? Why am I being so quiet? Is it because I'm not there? I'm wondering both of these things. I'm curious about that. Has that always happened in real time?
Is that why you're always quietly staring?
So, this reminds me of... So, one TV show that I've always really loved is Scrubs. And one of the conceits, gimmicks of that show is that the main character, JD, is a very, like, imaginative and quirky guy who's always talking to himself in his head. And there have been edits that I have seen of what the show would look like from another character's point of view if they just stood there and watched him while he looked up at the sky and had his stupid little thoughts. And that always seemed really stupid to me because obviously it takes more time to say words out loud as you hear JD narrating it in his head than it does to actually think a thought. Like, you can think a whole sentence in a split second, you know? But if you were to say that sentence out loud, it would take longer than that. So I thought that was stupid. Like, obviously, the shots of him, like, tilting his head and thinking are not actually taking as long to happen as we see. It's representative of him thinking in a much shorter time. But this concept is funny, of like a character with a strong internal monologue just thinking it all out in real time and just being a weirdo about it, an absolute weirdo about it, and really scaring the princess. I don't know. That's what that made me think of. A weird tangent, I guess.
I can't hear what's going on in there anymore now that I'm back in my own body. Do you want to share your thoughts? It'd only be polite, really.
I feel like he can't.
Oh, you would like to hear what we're thinking, wouldn't you?
Oh my god, that's what we actually sound like. That's our voice. That's like what we sound like when we speak. I can tell because there's a different dialogue color. He raises the blade above his head, dangling it by the handle in front of his eyes.
But I think we hold the power right now.
He's grinning.
But she knows about the Decider being gone. That would be a weird bluff to come up with if it weren't true.
Oh. Are we hearing the voices now? Who is this? The Decider, that's us.
Look, I love that you're trying to contribute, but I think we need to take a little sidebar.
This is really funny, I like it.
But I don't want to do it. I'm so sorry. This will just be a moment.
I think the blue is the hero. I'm not sure who the orange is then. Because it must be one of the voices. If it's not the Decider, if it's not me. Maybe it's the Opportunist? Because we really took advantage of the princess's trust back there? It sounds like it could be the Opportunist, the orange. The blue is definitely the hero, though. Silence as the mind in front of you falls back into itself.
Well, okay. I guess we wait for an answer.
I think you'll have to make them listen. Try being assertive.
But I don't want to be assertive. Fine.
You're usually assertive when we come downstairs with the knife.
Excuse me.
My apologies. They're really being quite dull in here.
The cold. More silence.
I think they want to kill you. At least the new one does. He's very, very passionate about it.
Or maybe not, if it's not the opportunist, it's like the stubborn, who just wants to kill and kill and kill and fight and fight and fight.
Can you tell him not to?
Your opinion has been duly noted and disregarded. In fact, I think a decision's been made. 2 birds with 1 stone. How tempting.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that's the opportunist. It sounds quite a bit like the opportunist, just the way he's talking.
From what I remember, it's pretty easy to kill you the first time around. And this time you're back to being very... what's the word?
He does look quite dragon-like from this perspective.
Fleshy? Yes, exactly. That's precisely the word I was looking for. You're fleshy now. No more of that incorporeality. Trust me, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it would be easy.
And are you doing this?
Oh, I most definitely am.
You feel small as the monster in front of you attacks, blade raised and wings spreading.
Before anything happens, I just wanted to let you all know that we are not all on board with this. Now, we voted. It was not a majority decision, but we did have a plurality. He shouldn't count. Says who?
The narrator? We can't hear the narrator as we are now.
Says me. He's not one of us. He's been here since the beginning. The old chum really deserves to say. Besides, you'll all thank us when this is finally over and we are officially on top. But enough chatter.
I mean, I don't want to say that. Like, I'm thinking, like, obviously the kind of neurodivergence that this game is playing on the most is dissociative identity disorder, which is basically a series of personalities that develop as coping mechanisms. I don't think it is the case. I've never met in person someone with DID. I've had conversations with some people over the internet who've told me about their experiences. I don't think this is what it's like actually talking to someone with DID. I don't think they just swap between personalities on a dime. But this kind of feels like maybe it's like what it would be like to, I don't know someone with DID who's open about it and see how their personality changes from day to day. I don't know. It's really fascinating to me. That's a kind of neurodivergence that I am particularly interested in because there are a lot of characters I enjoy who have it, but I don't know. I've heard that a lot of people with dissociative identity disorder really resonate with this game, and I just think that's really beautiful. I don't know. Maybe that's the wrong moment to say that thought, but it's one I've had for a while, and now that we're actually seeing the Long Quiet converse with himself in front of us, because I know a lot of that happens, usually not out loud, but behind the scenes in the head of people with DID, the different alters conversing with each other. Now that I'm actually seeing it, it is what is coming to mind, so that's why I'm saying this. Alright, enough chatter. The Long Quiet is right.
Oh, so you finally decided to do something, have you?
Silence for just a moment as cold eyes regard you. And then silence still as soft eyes hesitate the hero. You can feel the sharp sting of cold metal sliding deep into your chest, but you can feel something else too. Fear as your legs wobble, and then as...
Princess collapses against the wall.
Oh, we're back.
See? That was easy.
Yeah, it was the opportunist. I'm smart.
It was too easy. It felt bad.
We missed her heart.
Don't feel bad. Life is all about taking the easy wins. You don't think the people at the top got there because they worked for it, do you? I mean, of course they did. Hard work is important.
Yeah, hard work often goes unappreciated. Why bother?
Yeah, screw hard work. I guarantee you that anyone who's anyone has done nothing but take shortcuts.
Am I supposed to find that impressive?
Of course you are. I got us here, didn't I? Yes, everyone's very impressed with your accomplishments. But in case you hadn't noticed, she isn't dead yet. So how about you finish this before you start celebrating yourself?
What are you waiting for? You won, didn't you? Not that it's hard executing a helpless captive.
Oh, hey, I'm back in my body.
Oh, you're different. You're back, just as I intended. I was never cut out for leadership, really.
You're right. It's quiet again. Are you still going to kill me?
Ooh, should we? It would be so easy.
I love that with the opportunist in charge we missed. Like, every time we as the quote-unquote decider kill her, we always go straight for the heart, but he's just like a moron who misses. I love it.
Absolutely. Nothing of substance has changed. She remains a threat to the entire world.
It's hard because I'm kind of being an asshole in this playthrough. I'm not killing her necessarily every chance I get, but not being kind to her in the end result of anything, really. Part of me wants to finish the job, but I don't know what I want to do. There are too many different people telling me what to do, and in this particular run, I'm just kind of listening to what people tell me to do, you know? So now I'm getting too many conflicting ideas. I don't know what I want to do.
Well, what if we try again, only we do it right this time? We can leave together, and we can even do it in 2 separate bodies.
Absolutely not.
I don't think there's much you can do about it if that's the choice he makes.
But
no, I think I'd like to see what happens.
Okay, I'd like that. But we still have to get me out of these chains. You should give the knife to me, though. What if you using it kicks you out of your body again?
okay, listen. I know you're in charge again, but this is obviously a trick. We can't trust her. We literally just stabbed her. Someone's gonna have to take a leap of faith eventually.
I'm curious. Give her the blade.
You hand the blade
Yep,
to the princess,
she did that.
who gingerly cuts herself free from her bindings. You maniac. And then what happens? Then, as her chains clatter to the floor, she turns her back on you and hurls the blade through the basement window, never to be seen again. No. You need the blade to deal with her.
I'm so glad that's behind us. Come on, let's get out of here.
Why is there never an option for us to throw the blade out the window? That would be cool, Black Tabby. That would really be cool.
She reaches forward and takes your hand in hers before excitedly pulling you towards the basement stairs. Yeah? And what does it feel like? Is it nice? Why do you want to know? You can tell a lot of things about someone from their handshake. I want to know more about the person we decided unanimously to throw our lot in with. Ugh, whatever. It's delicate and tender. Ah, so even through everything, she hasn't forgotten what it's like to have a heart. That'll do.
Because she doesn't currently have a heart, as you can see.
The
two of you rush up the basement stairs together. Ugh.
Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, we all missed you so very much. I missed you the most.
You never even met me, Opportunist. You shut up.
You weren't even here until he was
Yeah.
gone.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. If you step through that door, you're damning every single person alive. You do realise that, yes?
Who cares?
One last door, and then we're free. I'm down a hand, so you'll have to be the one to open it.
Step into your freedom.
Twist
Aww.
the doorknob in your hand and step forward into the world you've damned. You and the princess fall to the ground, exhausted. I hope this all comes back to bite you, do you hear? I hope you're forced to feel the weight of all the regret there's ever been.
But he doesn't finish his thought before disappearing entirely. And you find yourself free of any of the regrets he wished upon you.
I didn't think I'd ever get to be happy, but I think I am.
Oh. I love this route. I love it a lot. And the thing I love the most is that this princess, besides the mark on her chest, she is the most like the princess we first meet in the beginning of the game, isn't she? In chapter 1? It's kind of a roundabout way to get there, but we finally did what we wanted to do. We finally freed the princess, and specifically the princess that we meant to free in the first place. Like, this isn't the damsel. She's not some helpless nothing. She's just a lady who's been through a lot.
I just didn't realize that being happy would feel so cold.
Your peace does not last, nor can it ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
I would have kept them in the dark if I were you. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. You'd better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
You approach the mirror. You are nothing at all. Alright.
I think you know what I am.
The narrator again. Let's try to ask him different questions. I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I?
You were either going to have seen all this, or you weren't going to have seen all this. This is worse, but you still have an opportunity to save the world. You can still slay her.
What is this place? Where are we?
A construct. It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done. And it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through. The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now. It won't be able to work like that anymore.
After everything you've done for us, to us, do you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that?
It doesn't hurt. I don't feel pain. Not physically.
Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, did they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
I don't really... I feel like I've asked all of this before, so I'm just going to destroy the mirror. You have heard enough. You already know what you are. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. An empathetic heart is what we got, the achievement we got for that. She's gonna burst out. The shifting mound. Here we are. Hi.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Alright, I think we're going to kill her in this one. Not that I really want to. I love the ending where they're together, but just for the sake of seeing something different, what happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Alright, there's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Alright, we know what we want to do. We want to see the montage. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have led to this moment? This is the reason I always want to get to the ending in all of my playthroughs. You know, even though it would just be so easy to just do a run and then go back to the and then leave the game and start a new game, then leave the game and start a new game, and just get all the princesses that way. I think limiting it to 5 and then having this little montage at the end to like show you the specific routes that each of your choices took you on, that is such a special way to end it. And I'm really glad it's here, and it's really the only reason I always go for the ending instead of scumming it somehow. Because I really love to see this. It's the same reason I always ask the Shifting Mound, what do you think of this vessel I brought you? Because I want to hear her thoughts on the specific one. I've seen the Shifting Mound segment so much that it's all just kind of samey to me, except for that one part. So, did it even matter what roads I walked on?
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
What once was one, then was two, and then was one again. You gave me shelter when you burned mine down, and then you struck another match. I pulled you from the ruins, and then we built a life. What once was one, then was one again.
Yeah, she just looks like another one of the shifting mounds, you know? She looks like the princess in her purest form.
The peace didn't last. The worm in your heart came for us. It took you from me, but you took me with you. And together we both left. What once was one, then was two, and also one again. You and I are bound together. To rid yourself of me would be to leave yourself forever incomplete.
Just because we're bound together doesn't mean I can't be whole without you.
Could you bear the risk of seeking that truth? What if you're wrong?
You are devoured. Pray for something bigger than you that stalks and slinks in shadows.
The dance is its own truth. It is the movement that matters, not the pause you mistake for an ending.
Are you so sure of yourself that you think the world would stop without you? I don't really necessarily know what a lot of these have to do with the den. It's interesting that she talks about the fight between predator and prey as a dance. It's the movement that matters, not any words spoken. I'm still stuck on the fact that the den doesn't speak. But I want to say, are you so sure of yourself that you think the world would stop without you?
I know that I am movement itself. You've seen as much. You know it's true.
I crush you. I bleed you. I grind you to paste. My scars are a memory of what you used to be to me. I want those feelings back.
You run, but you do not run away. You take me somewhere new, somewhere we can dance like we used to. But I could not follow your steps. There was no better gift for me than the gift of defeat. You showed me how much more I could be. We made each other better. To have no challenges to fade into nothing. A life without obstacles is no life at all.
What the hell is this? I remember the moment of my victory. As soon as you entered my domain, I destroyed you. What the hell? What is this? Why is this differently tinted?
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you.
What the hell was that?
A thought is a vine, and some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul. An endless growth that blots your vision and strangles your trust. When I succumbed to myself, you left me to rot, and in your abandonment, the two of us were bound in our suffering together. A painful eternity, but one that is only unceasing if you remove what happens next.
But we were stuck. That was it.
You mire yourself in an ending that did not end. Lift your gaze beyond moments and towards the infinite depth of reality.
Look at how cool she is so cool. I love the shifting mounds so much.
That cold fire has left your eyes. Are you finally willing to listen?
You are weightless and alone.
It's a
suspended in the gravity of an idea too great for you to hold. The very ground beneath your feet loses its meaning. There is nothing but me. When you were confronted with my vessel's apotheosis, you chose to accept me, to allow me to burn away all doubt, and turn you into an instrument of my divine will. You accepted that I was everything, and together we found our purpose. Only with both of us is there a future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
Submitting to you was a mistake. I would have destroyed you if I knew what you were.
You knew what I was then, just as you know what I am now.
As the clash between you abates, the princess withdraws, trembling.
You are unmovable. Is it by the design of our conflict that I cannot win? Or are you just that fervent in how you cling to delusion? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
I see other... I slayed the princess in other endings, in other playthroughs. And I know that since I was kind of mean to my voices, that this can be a slightly different ending. But I'm kind of interested in these. I kind of always assumed that the only options were leave or kill, but no. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Hi, hero! I thought voices weren't allowed here.
Apparently that's not true, but we can worry about it later. Seems like you've been doing alright on your own, but she's too many things at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get past all that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I can do this out here on my own. Continue to be mean to him.
You can't, and lucky for you, I'm not going to let you try.
Oh, good. Oh, I've never seen this sketchy version of it before, I don't think. Yeah, this is different.
Don't think any of the others have forgotten what you said at the mirror. They all talked, and they're not happy. But we can discuss that later. We have a job to do.
Yeah, they're all mad at me.
Do you need me to describe things?
What do we do if we just enter the basement without the blade?
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
I'm just curious to see what options there are without the blade.
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are. Hands empty. So you don't feel like recreating our first meeting detail for detail. I wonder what else will be different.
What was our first meeting exactly? The apotheosis, the tower. Yeah.
Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
I don't think I want to be a god.
Doesn't matter what we call ourselves. It's just another label, and I don't think labels have ever helped us. All they do is cram us into boxes where we don't fit. Just like this cabin.
Are you the same as you are out there?
I don't know. I'm a part of her, I think. But she's seen so much more than we have. Like, she's seen everything, right? I don't think I could hold all of that without losing myself. I don't think you could either.
So now that we're here at the end of everything, can you finally tell me your name?
I never had one. But I've always been a princess to you, right? So why don't we stick with that? And as for you, well, hero works for me.
But that's me. You know, I think I like that.
You are me, hero. What do you think of her? What she wanted us to be?
I don't think she's the sort of thing you can really disagree with. It doesn't matter if she's right or wrong because she exists. She's this big, unrelenting force, and there's no arguing with her. But I guess that was the question out there, wasn't it? And it was the question before you came down here, too. Should she get to exist? I'm glad you didn't bring that knife with you. And like I said earlier, I don't really want to be her. I think I just want to be me.
Yeah, I'm happy not to be everything. Just being us is plenty.
Which princess are you? You look like you did the first time we met. Is this the real you?
I'm the same princess that's been with you since the beginning. And I feel real. But I also feel like I'm a lot more than I was then. We've been through a lot together. I don't think there's anything more real than that.
None of this was ever really fair for either of us, was it?
No, it really wasn't. But just because it hasn't been fair doesn't mean that it hasn't been worth it. I'm really glad I got to know you.
We're still going to be a little cold. I don't necessarily know if I want to apologize. But what if we just leave?
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
I don't know, but I've always wanted to leave with you. I just didn't like being a god. I want to walk through that cabin door as we are, just you and me. Again, we're being a little cold. I would love to take her hand in mine. Know what? I'm gonna do it. I don't know, but I've always wanted to leave with you. I just didn't like being a god. I want to walk through that cabin door as we are, just you and me. Oh.
I want that too.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Are you going to be okay alone?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be alone for too long anyways. The others are still around here somewhere. I'll find them.
Leave with the princess. Hands clasped together, you and the princess leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there is an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You feel her hand tremble in yours. She's unsure of herself for the first time in her long and short existence, She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this. Yet she still is. She's just a lady, and we're just a dragon guy. And then she crosses the room to the door outside, pulling you excitedly with her.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there. Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen. And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
We could say I love you, but I don't know. It feels weird after all the things we did to her this run. Neither of us knows what it's going to be like out there.
It's something new. But whatever it is, we'll face it. Together.
That was a nice ending. It was different than the ending I kind of expected to get. But yeah, I never really knew how to get to how I'm supposed to get to the endings besides slaying her and joining her, I guess. But they were right there the whole time, so... Oh. I'm sad now that the voices all abandoned me. Because I ended up doing something different than what I expected to do. But yeah, still a great game. And here's our new playlist. Nice. Alright, so that was my second run here. That one was called The Princess and the Dragon. And there are still a lot of other things that we still could have done with that, but yeah. There's still a lot of stuff I haven't seen in the gallery. I still am not 100% sure what I want to do, like, series-wise. I might end it here because I know there's so much left that I still haven't seen. Like, among those things, going to the adversary without a weapon and just fighting her barehanded. I feel like I've done everything I can with the tower, but, actually letting the nightmare go. Going to the razor without a weapon. Trying to kill the beast. Trying to kill the witch. Trying to do anything else with the stranger than whatever I did the first time. I don't really know. Joining the prisoner, locking myself up. So much to do with all of these other chapter 3s. So there's a lot that I still haven't done. But I don't know. I worry that it would be tedious to try to capture all of that in a Let's Play, because I do want to finish the gallery. I really do. But I don't know. I feel like it would require a lot of trial and error to finish the gallery and get everything done. Like, I do kind of feel like that's the kind of thing that would be more suited for, like, a stream, but I've kind of given up on streaming. But I don't know. Maybe once I get, like, a second monitor, because I do badly need a second monitor for recording and managing OBS while I record. Maybe then I'll, like, reconsider the streaming idea and, like, try to do my achievement in gallery hunting, like, in a stream. But for now, I think this might be a good place to leave this series. I'm not entirely sure what I would replace it with, but I think I'm set for now. And if you really want to see more of this series, then let me know. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I don't know. I feel like it might be time to take a pause at the very least. So, yeah. That was my playthrough of Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut. I love it, as always. I really love Slay the Princess, and if you love Slay the Princess, I implore you, please check out Scarlet Hollow. It's the other game by Black Tabby, and I honestly, even though it's not even finished, it's 4 chapters in out of 7, but I don't know, I love it even more than Slay the Princess. It's much more like grounded in reality. It's still very spooky, but it like takes place in the real world, so and I love it a lot. And I did a playthrough, but on the channel, and you can watch that, but I also would encourage you to play it yourself because it's excellent. And if you like this series and you haven't played Slay the Princess, I also implore you to go play it yourself and find your own endings and paths through the game. It's very, very fun. So, yeah, that'll be the end of the series for now. I have been Mars. This has been Slay the Princess the Pristine Cut, and I'll be back with another game. Thanks for watching. Bye!